Hey everybody, it's David and I'm back with another video. So today is the video for my top 22 albums of 2022. So before we get started, um, I got a little breakdown of the countdown here. Um, Out of the 22 releases that are on this countdown, 2 of them were released in January, 2 of them in March, 3 of them in April, 1 in May, 4 in August, 3 in September, 7 in October, and 1 in November. And I think like out of the October ones, they were all on like the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th of that month. So, and there are 14 groups on the countdown, and 8 solo artists. So let's get started. First up, coming in at number 22, is Rend Collective, Whosoever. This album was released on August 26th. This is their 11th studio album, and it's on Sparrow Records. This is not their best album that they put out, but I mean, it's still got some good songs on it. Whosoever, Let It Roll, Hallelujah Anyway. And if you don't know this group, they are basically a worship group, but they don't get too repetitive in the style of worship that they do, like most worship groups do. They blend um, Irish influences because they're from Ireland, so which makes it stand out a little bit more than your Hillsongs and your elevation worships and all that. So number 22 is Rend Collective with Whosoever. Number 21 is Seventh Time Down with By Faith. This was released on August 19th. This is their 5th studio album, and this is on Beck Recordings. Well, yeah. If you don't know who these guys are rock. I mean, they can get the hard rock a little bit, and then just rock, and then pop. And then they even threw a little rap on a couple of their albums before this, but they don't do that much on here. The best songs on here are Undefeated, I'm Free, Christian, and Bow Down. So that's Seventh Time Down with By Faith coming in at number 21. Coming in at number 20, we have Fit for a King. This is The Hell We Create. This one came out October 28th. This is their 7th studio album, and it's on Solid State Records. These guys are hardcore, screaming vocals. Then there's clean vocals. It's a good album. Probably Falling Through the Sky, Fracture, Reaper, and Reaching Out are probably the best songs on this album. But it's just a good album all in all. No matter what. The only thing that I wish you'd be able to read the lyrics in there, but it's got that red on black. But anyway, that is Fit for a King with The Hell We Create coming in at number 20. Okay, number 19 is Casting Crowns Healer. The reason I'm holding up two of them is this is the regular edition. It was released January, and this is the deluxe edition, and it was released in August. This has 7 more songs than this. Why they just didn't wait till August and release this, at one time, I'll never know. But this is their 10th studio album, and it's on Beach Street Records. Scars in Heaven is probably the best song on here. Plus, there's Crazy People, and Second Opinions. The Devil is on the Run. So, coming in at number 19, that's Casting Crowns with Healer. Coming in at number 18, one of my favorite solo artists of all time. I've seen this guy in concert. He's just so awesome. It's been a while since he released an album, so I was really excited when this came out. And at number 18, it's Steven Curtis Chapman with Still. This is classic Steven Curtis Chapman. Oh man, I mean, it's just a good album from him. Came out on October 14th. It's his 23rd album, and this is on Reunion Records. Standout songs on here are Still, Don't Lose Heart, Kindness, and Trying to Get Back Home. But you can't go wrong with any of the songs on this album. It's really good. So that's Steven Curtis Chapman at number 18 with Still. And next up at number 17 is Jordan St. Cyr. I think that's how you say his last name. I don't know. But this is his very first album. It came out in March, on March 4th. And he too is on Beck Recordings, just like Seventh Time Down. Pop, a little bit of rock, but not too much. Best songs on here, No Matter What, Grateful, Weary Traveler, it's a good song. All Over Again. I just love, this album is just so awesome. I'm really excited to see how his career goes, man. I think it's going to be good. Jordan St. Cyr with Jordan St. Cyr at number 17. Number 16, Ann Wilson and My Jesus. This is her debut album. but she put out a couple songs before this, but this is her first album. Came out on April 22nd, and it's on Sparrow Records. The best songs on here are definitely My Jesus, Devil, Sunday Sermons, Hey Girl, Mamas, and God Thing. So that's Ann Wilson at number 16 with My Jesus. Now I'm probably going to get a lot of crap for this next one, but I don't really care. I like this album. I like this band. Just started getting into this band. And that is Nickelback. And this is their new album, Get Rollin'. This came out in November. This is their 10th album, and it's on BMG Rights Management. Probably the best song on here, besides San Quentin, it's Those Days. I just love that song. And then there's This Heaven Even Though You're Missing, and Steel Still Rusts. I like this album. It's got a lot of good songs on it. I don't know why people hate Nickelback, but they don't bother me. At number 15, that's Nickelback with Get Rollin'. Now, coming in at number 14, We the Kingdom with We the Kingdom. This came out in September. This is their second studio album, and they are on Sparrow Records. This is a worship group, but not really. I mean, they don't fall into that category with all of their songs sounding the same. These guys can rock it out if they want, when they want to. Left It in the Water. Jesus Does. Miracle Power. Life is Good. I mean, they can just rock it out when they want to. So that is We the Kingdom, coming in at number 14 with their self-titled album, We the Kingdom. This next group is just totally awesome. This is their first album, but I don't know if it's just a one-off thing or if they want to keep making them. I hope they do, because this CD is just awesome. And that's Honor and Glory's first album, Honor and Glory. This is a side project, I guess you'd call it, of some of the guys from Disciple. Kevin Young, Josiah Prince, Joey West, and Andrew Stanton. Plus you have Dane Allen and Marco Pura on here too. Yeah, I mean, this is just a cool album. I mean, this came out in March. The best songs on here are Fear of Missing Out, God of My Story, Glory of God, Jesus We Love You. I mean, it's just awesome. It's kind of like praise and worship, but just done like a Disciple, like hard and heavy. Just a good album. Number 13's Honor and Glory. Number 12, Mercy Me, Always Only Jesus. Came out October 21st. This is their 13th studio album on their Fair Trade Services. Hands Up is a good song. Better Days Coming, Forgivable. Then Christ Came, which was the lead single off this album. And then they do a version of Nothing But the Blood to end in the album. Good version, I like that. All in all, probably not the best Mercy Me album, but it's still good. So there you go, number 12, Mercy Me with Always Only Jesus. Coming in at number 11, first album I've ever bought from this group. I've heard of them, but I just haven't bought anything from them. Now I'm going to start looking for some of their older stuff. This is their first album since 2006. And that is Skid Row and the Gang's All Here. This album is just so cool. This came out on October 14th. This is their 6th studio album, and it's on Ear Music. Hell or High Water is a good song. The Gang's All Here, Not Dead Yet, Time Bomb, Resurrected, Tear It Down is like my favorite song on this whole album. But yeah, I mean, this is just good album. I know it's not their original lead singer, but I don't care. I still want to go find their other stuff and listen to it. But this just sounds awesome. Number 11 is Skid Row with The Gang's All Here. I'm probably going to get a little garbage from some people for this too, because they're going to go, well, why isn't that higher? Well, I mean, to me, it's not their best album, but it's still good. Anyway, coming in at number 10, Stryper with The Final Battle. This came out on October 21st. This is their 14th studio album, and it's on Frontier Records. I mean, it's a good Stryper album. It's just not probably their best, but still good. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Same Old Story, Heart and Soul. My favorite song on here, Out, Up, and In. The Way, the Truth, the Life, and Ashes to Ashes. Stryper's The Final Battle coming in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Matt Maher with The Stories I Tell Myself. And if you don't know who he is, he's a pop worship Christian artist. This is a good album. Probably my favorite one from him. It came out October 21st. It's his 12th studio album, and it's on Essential Records. My favorite songs are The Lord's Prayer, Leaning, The Stories I Tell Myself, Better Off Broken, The Way You Love Me, Only Good Will Grow. That's Matt Maher coming in at number 9 with The Stories I Tell Myself. Coming in at number 8 is Brandon Heath and Enough Already. If you don't know who Brandon Heath is, he's a contemporary Christian singer. He's been around for a while. This came out in April. This is his 8th studio album, and he's on Centricity Records. Um, it's a good record. I got done listening to this, and I was just like, wow. I mean, it made you think. It made you realize some stuff in your life. Yeah, the best songs on here are "See Me Through It," um, "He's Not Worried," "Enough Already," "This Changes Everything." Yeah, you need to check him out on wherever you listen to your music at, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Check him out. He's good. Um, Brandon Heath at number 8 with "Enough Already." Number 7 is Chris Tomlin with "Always." This came out on September 9th. This is his 12th studio album, and he's on Sparrow Records. Um, just a good, solid release from Chris Tomlin. He always does good. Um, "Oh Lord, You're Beautiful" is a good song. "I Believe in Jesus," "History," "I See You," um, "Great Forgiver," "All in All." Good, good album from him. Chris Tomlin coming in at number 7 with "Always." Coming in at number 6 is The Sound. This is not the Sound group from like the 80s or something. This is the Sound father and two sons group. They're kind of bluegrass, kind of like maybe Rascal Flatts. I like this group. Really, really good. This one came out on April 29th. This is their second album, and they're on New Day Records. Um, "Jeans and Jesus" is a good song. "I Didn't Find Jesus" is another one. "Never Not God." "God Is Real." Um, "Prayers My Parents Prayed." Um, "Something About a River." I mean, it's just good. Here's a picture of them right there. Number 6, The Sound with "God Is Real." Number 5 is Zach Williams, "100 Highways." If you guys don't know who Zach Williams is, he's a Christian singer. Um, he blends like a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, he's rock one song, then he's like a little country the next, then he's pop, then he's worship music. It's just he's just all over the place. But good album. Um, this one came out in September. This is his 4th album, and he is also on Essential Records. Um, But yeah, the best songs on here are Big Tent Revival, Sunday's Coming, Heart of God, like a Billy Graham revival, um, Jesus' Fault featuring Walker Hayes, um, and then I Got You, Holy Rollin', um, and Flesh and Bone, we remember. You guys need to check out Zach Williams. Check him out on wherever you listen to your music as well. Good. That's number 5, Zach Williams and 100 Highways. And coming in at number 4, it's the man Toby Mac. This is his latest release. Well, of course, it's going to be his latest release. This is his album, Life After Death. If y'all didn't know, a couple years ago, Toby lost his oldest son to an accidental drug overdose, and he's been dealing with that for the past couple years. So this is pretty much coming out of it with this album. You know how he dealt with it and stuff. This came out in August. This is his 9th studio album, and this is on Forefront Records. He's actually been around since the 80s, and that was when he was with DC Talk. But since about 2001, I think he's been doing his solo stuff. And yeah, this one's got probably the best song on here is "The Goodness," which featuring Blessing 04 on it. Good song. Then of course, "Show Up," "Choose Love." There's a song on here called "Everything About You," which is about his son, but his daughter Marley sings it, saying she misses everything about her brother. It's just it's a good song. Then you got "Life" on it, "Faithfully," a "Cornerstone" featuring Zach Williams on that song. Then you got "Space," which is featuring Kevin and Michael from DC Talk. So you basically got DC Talk back together on a song. And then of course you got his song 21 Years, which was about his son and how he was dealing with the loss and how God is there to help you get through it. So that's number 4, Toby Mac, Life After Death. Number 3 is Demon Hunter, and this is Exile. Yeah, just came out October 28th. This is their 12th album, and it's on Weapons MFG. And I like how it's got this little OB strip. A nice picture of him on the back. But this has got, let's see, Master, Silence the World, Heaven Don't Cry, Godless, which is featuring Richie Faulkner of Judas Priest on it. It's good out. It's a good song. And Along the Way, or another standout song. But check out Demon Hunter, Exile. coming in at number 3 on the top 22 albums of 2022. This next album came out in January, and for a very long time, it was my number one album of the year. Then I started thinking, I was like, I was gonna keep it at my number one, but then I was like, well, there's this other album that I've been listening to nonstop. So I was like, well, I think that should be number one because I can't stop listening to that album. Like, so coming in at number 2 is Skillet with Dominion. And I know I've heard people say this is the worst Skillet album ever. Well, they're wrong. This album is awesome. This album kicks butt. This is their 11th studio album, and it's out, and it's from Atlantic Records. Yeah, I mean, Surviving the Game is just awesome. Dominion, Valley of Death, Beyond Incredible, Destiny, Refuge, Shout Your Freedom, Destroyer, Ignite, White Horse. I mean, this album is just awesome. Kicking the devil in the you know what. People say this album sucks. This album is not anything good. This album is one of the worst albums of the year. No, it's not. It's one of the best albums of the year, according to me. That's number 2, Skillet with Dominion. Let me tell you, no, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing. I don't want to make anybody mad. You know what? Forget. If somebody doesn't like that album, they probably wouldn't know good music if it came and bit them and you know what. So, anyway, time for number 1. It's going to be kind of a shocker to everybody because I'm not usually into mainstream music. But as you see, I've got Skid Row and Nickelback on this list. And this was actually the first album I had ever bought from this group. And then I went back and bought all their first 3 CD collection box sets. And that is Def Leppard and Diamond Star Halos. This came out in May. This is their 12th studio album, first since I think 2015. And it's on Universal Music. This CD is just, oh my goodness, it's just so good. I mean, I was listening to this all over the place. I take walks and I'd be listening to this while I'm taking walks. This was one of my most played albums on Spotify this year. So, I mean, the whole album is just awesome. But my favorite songs are Take What You Want, Kick, Fire It Up, This Guitar, SOS Emergency, Goodbye for Good This Time, All We Need, Lifeless, Unbreakable, From Here to Eternity. I mean, this album kicks butt. Number 1 for 2022, Def Leppard, Diamond Star Halos. Well, that's it, everybody. Hopefully 2023 will be just as good as 2022. Music, and you know. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Click that like button. Let me know what your top albums are of 2022 in the comments below. And until next year, um, have a happy new year, everybody. And I'll see you next time.